Most of people who go through this arduous journey do not make it. However, some of few, like myself, who made it to freedom, Kim Jong-un is been planting landmines. Imagine that, planting landmines to the border areas. He built these fences with electricity. Even the general public cannot see the electricity in these fences around the country and the border town, got all the electrified. Even that is not enough. He planted these landmines on the border so people cannot escape. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Yeonmi Park. I am a North Korean defector, human rights activist. Today in this video, I am going to talk about how to escape from North Korea. Whenever I meet people here in freedom, they often ask, how did you escape? How did you make it here? And so I will do that here in this video. There are 7 ways you can escape from North Korea. These journeys are unimaginable, and when I often say that freedom is not free, it's not a joke. The freedom that we are born here in this country that a lot of people are taking for granted. North Korean people overcoming impossible to be free, and even that, it doesn't guarantee the success. Most of people who go through this arduous journey do not make it. However, some of few, like myself, who made it to freedom, and even these journeys, these 7 different routes keep tried on by a lot of defectors, and they do everything they can to be free right now in this very moment. Number 1, Mongolia. This is a journey that I think a lot of you know if you have followed my story. After I was escaped from North Korea to China 2 years later, I found the missionaries who told me how to go to Mongolia, which was going to the northern part of China, but it's like called Inner Mongolia. It's still China, but it's called the Inner Mongolia. There in that region, we take the car and bus train to go all the way there to the border region, and from there on the desert, that's a Gobi Desert, we just have to walk. The missions gave us this one compass and told us to follow the west and north direction, in between west and north, and they told us if you cross 8 wire fences that we are going to reach Mongolia. However, this route has been really stopped because it's very, very dangerous. There are border guards from China side standing there, and they also have this shoot to kill order. Whoever they see cross that border, they're gonna shoot them. And also in desert, it's very hard to find food and water, and also they can die from eaten by the wild animals. Therefore, a lot of these brokers who transfer these people do not try Mongolia route, and a lot of defectors are hesitate to go to this route now. So this method has been stopped for some time after we escaped. I think that was probably the last time people were trying to escape through Mongolia. Number 2, Laos. Laos is also in the what we call the third countries from outside China. Once defectors go to China, from China they go to Laos, and through climbing mountains, crossing rivers, doing everything they can. It's 1,000 miles of journeys they have to take, avoiding police and being caught. Once they go to Laos, in the past they had a deal with the South Korean embassy. The Laos government were helping defectors to stay in Laos for several months and then go to South Korea flying there. That is a second route. Number 3, Cambodia. This is also very similar to Laos route. But the thing is that this Laos, Cambodia, their policies keep changing. They sometimes favor North Korean regime over South Korean. So even though they have a good relationship with the South Korean government, and when they feel like North Korean government is too upset for them, then they stop this route. Then defectors have to go to different country outside of China. And this Cambodia were started by another missionaries groups from South Korea. These pastors were found this route and brought these defectors from China to Cambodia. And this is an arduous journey again. They get malaria, they don't have the medicine, and they have to just walk thousands of miles, and it's just really a hard journey. And once you make it in Cambodia, I heard there is a shelter within Cambodia where they put North Korean defectors in, and after they go through this interrogation process, then they take them to South Korea from Cambodia. Number 4, through foreign embassies in China. So China, of course, like other countries, have embassies for other countries. There's a US embassy, there are South Korean embassy, Japan, Australia, Canadian, all the embassies in China. In the past, North Korean women were able to getting into these embassies. So you might have seen some photos where there's in I think Shenyang or Beijing embassy where mother and daughter were trying to escape, and other men in the group, and they were stopped by the guards on the outside the embassy, and all this like few years old toddler girl made it to inside. So once in this embassy route, you do have to do everything you can to put your body inside the gate. Once you pass the gate, that is like South Korean land or American land or Japanese land. However, this few years old girl, she only the one who got into that through the gate. And from that wire fences, she's looking at her mom being stopped by this Chinese guard, and she couldn't make it to that gate. So what we heard later was that girl and mom was separated, and only the daughter who made it. And mom was arrested and sent back to North Korea. So I know good amount, when I say good amount, like 1 or 2 defectors who made through this way, they were able to going into US embassy in Beijing or South Korean embassy in Beijing, and which usually is the quickest route. They don't have to like us crossing the Gobi Desert, crossing the mountains and going to other countries. They just have to get into that gate. However, the security is so severe. It is impossible to get through that gate now. So this method is being tried again. Number 5, crossing this DMZ. I think I did a video before about a soldier who was in North Korea side crossed that DMZ, and he got shot 5 times in his body. This DMZ is the most heavily militarized zone in the world. So many landmines are planted and so many wire fences and so many guards. It's impossible to really escape from DMZ. However, who were in that postcards in the North Korean side, who know the geography much better than an average like people like us, few of them made it. But this route is only for the few. Most of people cannot escape through this DMZ line. And even if you live in North Korea, for us to reach to the DMZ town, we cannot go because without travel permit within even North Korea, people do not have freedom to move around. So only the people who work in the DMZ, those soldiers a lot of times escape, and we do have some, few examples from that route. Number 6, swim or taking a boat to Japan. This is another shocking thing for me to see how strong humans are and how hard North Koreans try to be free. It is a really long ocean from North Korea to Japan, and there are actually cases where son and father who actually swam to Japan from North Korea. It took months for them to go, and somehow they miraculously survived and arrived in Japan side. And a lot of times they do start with a boat, and most of people in North Korea can't even have a boat and go to ocean whenever they want. They need a permit, and North Korean fishing boats are very vulnerable. You never know how to die in this wild ocean with all those waves and like that. However, few only lucky ones who made it that way and became free. Lastly, number 7, Thailand. this is a route that most of the defectors have made their freedom come to reality. My sister, even, she went through Thailand. Somehow Thailand has a good relationship with the South Korean government and also US government as well. So as long as North Koreans reach Thailand, they can go to South Korea or America. However, on the journey to Thailand, most of them are women. They have to cross this thing called the Mekong River. And it's somehow like among North Korean defectors known to be a death river. They transport these women in a really tiny, it's called banana boat, really tiny boat, and it can just easily flip over if the crocodile is coming. And when we were escaping, actually in 2009, there was a lady we knew worked in a chat room, and she had some money saved up and she was able to go through the Thailand route because Thailand route was known to be easier than Mongolia. For us, like going to desert, it was a complete gambling. We don't even have a guides. We just following the stars. However, Thailand, they do have some guides. When she was going there, and what we heard was later that she had her period and crocodiles can smell it. So they try to come, and then when they get stirred and scared, and they fall into the river and then get eaten by crocodiles. So she was eaten by a crocodile and died in that journey. Even though Thailand is a way most of North Koreans make it to freedom, but still very, very dangerous journey. It's something like 6,000 miles from North Korea to go all the way there. And between that journey, it takes years and it takes a lot of tries to go. The recent very shocking news that I'm getting from North Korea right now is that under Kim Jong-un is been planting landmines. Imagine that. Planting landmines to the border areas. He built these fences with electricity. Even the general public cannot see the electricity in these fences around the country and the border town, got all the electrified. Even that is not enough. He planted these landmines on the border so people cannot escape. Now, defection from North Korea became impossible under Kim Jong-un. And we don't know how many people, only people we can rescue right now is the people who escaped already and hiding in China. And it's hard to find the newcomers coming out of North Korea under Kim Jong-un. I just hope that we realize how rare it is to be free, how fortunate we are to be free, and none of us have to go through the journey again. I think it's unimaginable, like right now in this world, that human beings have to go through this insanity to be free, and even that it doesn't guarantee them. And it is like we can do more. We should do more to free other people because we have so much to spare, all the resources that we have. It just makes no sense if you keep silent about this tragedy that humanity is facing. Thank you again for watching my video, and let me know what you want to see in the next videos. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.